And this survey found that the longer homes stay on the market, the further the price drops. And that is totally true. I've definitely seen that myself. Once staged, homes spend an average of 73% less time on the market. And staged homes sell for more money than non-staged homes because they go faster. They don't need to do price drops. According to this 2021 survey by the Real Estate Staging Association, or RESA, staged homes sold on average $40,000 over the list price. 85% of staged homes sold for 5 to 23% over their listing price. When you're trying to sell your home, you want it to stand out from the crowd, right? That's where home staging really comes in. Think of it like dressing your house up for a first date. The goal is to make your home look its absolute best so potential buyers can picture themselves living there. A few years ago, the houses were selling like hotcakes. They were selling so quickly and were in such demand that it really didn't matter if the house was staged or if it belonged on that, that show, the Sanford and Son. Yeah, it could have looked like that. Doesn't matter. It still would have gotten multiple offers because the real estate market was just that hot. People would have still made offers in a horribly desperate attempt to get their hands on one of those houses available for sale because there were few houses available and lots of buyers. That time has passed. It is gone. It is no longer there. Let it go. Okay. The market has shifted. It's now a buyer's market where you're competing against brand new homes with brand new roofs and builder warranties. And guess what? Those brand new houses are staged. They actually pay somebody a lot of money to go in and stage those houses. So in this competitive market like ours is right now, buyers have a lot of options. So making that great first impression is key. It is huge. A well-staged home looks cleaner, more inviting, and it helps buyers connect emotionally with the space, which is what you definitely want. It's not just about arranging some furniture or throwing a cute, throw pillow or blanket or whatever. It's about creating a vibe that makes people say, this is it. This feels like home to me. When that happens, the offers usually come rolling in a lot faster. So what is that first impression? It used to be curb appeal. That was everything. It was the end all be all. Just make sure you've got curb appeal and you'll get them through the door. And while the exterior of the house is still really important, it has definitely taken a back seat to the true first impression these days. The online pictures. That's right. It's all about the cell phone and what you can find on there for sale. According to a 2021 National Association of Realtors study, 89% of home buyers consider photos to be the most useful tool when searching for a home online. Making professional photos essential for real estate listings. Professional photos can help homes sell faster and for more money, and can even offset the cost of the photography by a lot. So here are a few reasons why. Professional photos can help make a huge first impression, okay, when you're looking on cell phones, on Zillow, on Realtor.com, whatever. That is the first impression, the real true first impression of a house. This can lead to a lot more inquiries and a much faster sale. So those professional photographers, they use lighting, angles, staging. All of it equates to highlighting a property's unique features, such as a remodeled home, a remodeled kitchen, a home theater, or amazing views. This can really help a property stand out in our competitive market and capture the interest of these let's not say picky, let's say discerning buyers. Those professional photos can help those potential buyers imagine their future living on the property, with telling their story to them. And it can help them want to visit the home in person, and then you have the curb appeal. So listings with professional photos can earn up to 1,200% more shares on social media. So what if you could do one simple thing that would make your home stand out and make such an impression online that people were sharing your listing and talking about it and how it's their dream home angle? That really is real estate photography. A real estate photo shoot a few years ago, I wanted to feature this amazing huge bathtub, and it was a truly incredible master bathroom. So I took a pair of red stilettos, a bright white towel, and placed them both on the floor. One of the stilettos was on its side. And then I put an empty wine glass and a bottle of wine on the side of the bathtub. That was it. That was the only thing I changed. The only thing missing in that picture was the lady about to step into the relaxing, sensual bath. Every hardworking woman wanted to be the woman getting into that bath. And every guy was kind of hoping I hadn't left the nude woman out of the picture. But we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone. Home staging and pictures in professional photography, it's an art. And it takes an artist's eye for lighting and angles, and especially editing with high-end software afterwards, sometimes for hours after the pictures are taken. And it's just basically to get the most out of a photo shoot, okay? Not to mention the aerial photos that they're taken nowadays by drones. That's offered by most of the real estate photographers these days, really. And that requires a special certificate from the FAA, and only if you're using the pictures, to sell something, which in real estate you are. So any kind of sales or business purposes, you have to have that certificate to fly that drone and take pictures. I have several wonderful, amazing cameras. I am quite the shutterbug. My family will attest to this. They've gotten used to it over the years. I have even been able to sell a few of my landscape pictures, which was very flattering, I have to say. So I do have that ability. Do I want to save some money and just take the photos for my listings? Not on your life. Not on your life would I do that. My job is to use all of the best resources at my disposal to sell a home. I am not the best real estate photographer. I have to be humble enough to know that about myself, admit it to myself, and realize I need to call in an expert if I want to get the best for my customers. Also, if I were to spend all my time doing the photos and the editing, it would take me so much longer to get all the contracts, the documents in place, get the HOA rules and regs, or to set up the digital marketing campaigns for social media, or for setting up the MLS, which then pushes out to thousands of other websites like Zillow and Trulia, and I don't know, there's a bazillion of them. Would I be able to put together a presentation for a virtual caravan? Would I have time to set up and advertise the open house, to get the lockbox out there, to get the signs, get all of the brochures or whatever? Basically, me doing the pictures and editing them, something so simple, it would take away from my ability to do my job effectively. So what about you? I know what I can't, but I can't tell you how many times I've had a seller come to me and say, I have some pictures on my cell phone that you can use. I mean, I really want to get this on the market ASAP. I don't really want to pay for a photographer. Okay, first off, I pay for the photographer as it's part of the services I offer, and it's my reputation. I mean, if you see a bunch of cell phone dark pictures that, are completely not put in the right angle or whatever, on the majority of the houses I list, you're going to assume that I'm just not great at my job and that I don't care or something like that. So it really would hurt my reputation. Plus, I know your house isn't going to sell that fast with that on it. That is not the case with every listing agent. Some of the listing agents have contracts where the seller pays for pro pics, and some say the listing agent does. Some split the expenses. It's always something you can negotiate, though. So definitely talk to them about whether or not you're going to pay for them, they're going to pay, whatever. I heard, most likely a fictional story recently, that would illustrate the reasons for spending the money, no matter what, if you're paying for it or the professional, for a professional to come in and take pictures of your home. And I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to share it with you now. It went something like this. A brand new mega story retail and residential high-rise is about to open when something goes badly wrong with the air conditioning system, and we all know how important air conditioning is. It just stopped, would not go. The owner, this tall, imposing fellow with a lot of hair and a very short fuse, is like yelling at everyone to get it fixed ASAP. They have to get it fixed. So they call in a general handyman that everybody's familiar with, this little guy of who knows what age. He's in his blue coveralls. You can just imagine him, right? He's clanking along with his little tool belt, and it's set low on his hips, and he just goes in there, and the owner demands that he do something immediately to get this fixed. Well, this little fella doesn't say much, just kind of turns and works his way into the maze of pipes and valves and ducts and all of that. He at one point disappears completely, but then surfaces yards away deep into the plumbing, and then he stops. And he's peering up, and he focuses on a single valve amongst all of the other stuff in there. And it's almost out of his reach, but he takes out a tiny brass hammer from his belt. He stands on his tiptoes, reaches up, and gently, almost lovingly, taps the valve. Tink! Instantly, the entire massive system thunders to life. The little guy works his way back out of the spaghetti, pulling a pad and a pencil from his pocket. He licks the pencil. I really don't know why they do that, but they always lick the pencil. Anyway, he scribbles out a real quick bill, and he hands it to the owner. And the bill says, repair to AC system, $1,000. Well, the owner of the property, as much as he appreciates the HVAC, freaks out. $1,000? You spent 5 minutes and tinked exactly once. You tinked. I heard it. It was once. I demand an itemized bill. So the little guy is completely unfazed, takes the bill back, licks the pencil once again. I think it's like a ritual or something with some people. Anyway, he scribbles a little and he hands it back to him. The bill now reads, tinking once with hammer, $1. Knowing where to tink, $999. Your cell phone camera does not take pictures. The photographer uses the image recording device to do that. A pro can make do with pretty much any camera, but they're artists. Some pros have $1,000 cameras or $16,000 cameras and crazy software and tons of lenses, but a real photographer, a real pro understands it's not just about the camera, it's the eye, it's the angles and the lighting, it's the artistry. It's about knowing where to tink. So hire the pro and get the magazine quality pictures. But what are they going to photograph? What does your house actually look like? Well, according to the National Association of Realtors, 20% of 2022 home buyers increased their offer on a home by 1% to 5% because the home was staged. Okay, well, the houses were going like crazy still, even in 2022. But here are some of the top home staging statistics from 2022 that highlight what trends we can also anticipate for 2024. 40% of home buyers were more willing to visit a staged home that they saw online. 81% of buyers' agents said staging a home made it easier for potential buyers to visualize the property as a future home. And that's in a 2024 study, actually. So where should you focus your staging efforts? What does staging actually even mean? Well, I would say that the living room is and has been identified as the highest priority room to stage for. It's the living space, the living room. 39% of buyers said it was definitely the living room. Staging a home resulted in the increase to the home's dollar value compared to similar homes on the market that were not staged. And that's according to 20% of seller agents in 2024. That's this year. In the survey, 34% of buyers agents said that staging positively affects home value if decorated tastefully. Well, what on earth does that mean? Of course, everybody loves their home decor because they did it, right? 30% of buyers consulted with family members during the buying process, even though they would not live in the home. I cannot tell you how many buyers will ask to take pictures or video of a house that they like for a family member that's out of state or just unable to be there, so that later they can confer on it about it. They have to talk it out. They have to decide. So it's not just what they're seeing, but it's also what their family is seeing as well. Professionally staged homes sell for an average of $40,000 over list price. Do you remember saying that? That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Truthfully, staging has been important actually for several years now. It kind of lost its mojo, I guess, during the time where it was more of a seller's market. But a 2019 report said that 29% of buyers consider a staged home important in their search progress. Younger generations consider staging extremely or very important. And that's 48% of Gen Z buyers and 40% of millennial buyers. I guess that's interesting. 48% of sellers agents noticed a decrease in the time a staged home spends on the market. It is actually something we notice. So where do you even start? I mean, really, it's a little overwhelming, isn't it? Decluttering the home is the most common home improvement task recommended to sellers by agents. 1,000%. I don't know if that's actually a true number, but really. It has actually a recommendation in reality of 96%, but I don't know who that 4% is, but good grief. We really love our stuff here, right? Don't we? Yeah. Home cleaning was the second most recommended task. I don't know why that wasn't first, but okay. If some detailed cleaning is a bit overwhelming for you right now, don't worry. There are gobs of people that do home cleaning and home organizing. They do it as a side hustle, or it might be their full-time job. They would be thrilled for a chance to come out and start scrubbing and organizing for you. That is their joy in life. Please be mindful also of odors in the home. You might want to consider that you have become nose blind to your bedroom's wet dog smell in the carpeting or a lingering dirty diaper smell in the garage. But that could cost you thousands of dollars. So what do you do for that? Well, first you want to make sure there's an odor, maybe phone a friend. Be like, hey, does my garage stink to you? But while making sure the AC is staying on for showings, especially, air fresheners also might help, but be careful because they sometimes get overpowering and you don't want it to be just so perfumey that people can't even enjoy walking in there. It has a contrary effect, my friend. So my recommendation is to, again, have that family friend come over, or even a realtor come over and just let you know if there's an odor and what it is and what you can do about it. And if you ask me personally, don't get mad when I tell you the truth though, okay? If there is an odor, kill it. Whatever you need to do, discuss some options, figure it out. I have literally gone through gallons of white vinegar at times. It works wonders on most odors. There are also some products that are essentially industrial strength Febreze. So once you thoroughly clean something, do that first. Then you'd want to use like a Febreze or something, especially if it's like a fabric, because using that can help block the smell. The active ingredient in several Febreze products is, hold on, let me see if I can remember how to say that, hydroxypropyl beta cyclodextrin, HPBCD. Anyway, it's this molecule that traps and binds the stinky molecules into like this little donut-shaped molecule, which reduces their strength and the perception of scent. It's really pretty cool science. We also have had really great success at our brokerage with using ozone machines. So much so that our company invested in 2 of them for our company's needs. I bet you didn't know that some realtors have that in their work kit, did you? Yeah, the things that we use on a daily basis would blow your mind. It really is amazing. If you've never heard of an ozone machine, I'll briefly explain what it is. I'm not sure that I really truly understand all the science of it, but basically, an ozone machine works by producing ozone. I'm not kidding. That's what it does. It's a molecule composed of 3 oxygen atoms. Is that not awesome? The machine takes in regular oxygen, sucks up the air, which is O2, and uses either electrical discharge or UV light to split the oxygen molecules into individual oxygen atoms, which is wow. These single oxygen atoms then combine with the regular oxygen molecules to form ozone. You can actually smell it. It's kind of crazy. The machines, we have used the electrical discharge method, which allows for a larger area. It is one of the more common methods that people use. And basically, the machine just passes air through an electrical field that kind of mimics lightning, and it's splitting the oxygen molecules as it's going through. And this method is very powerful and very effective for creating large amounts of ozone. And once created, the ozone is released into the area being treated. So normally one room at a time. Ozone is highly reactive and seeks out contaminants in the air like bacteria, mold, and odors. So it's very, very effective, we found. Ozone works by attaching itself to these pollutants and then breaking down their molecular structure. When ozone interacts with these particles, it basically neutralizes them. It just completely eliminates odors, and it kills some germs, mold, all sorts of stuff. And after doing its job, what happens then? You're worried about chemicals or something? No, it actually eventually breaks down and reverts back to regular oxygen, and it leaves the air fresher. There's literally no odor at all. It's really pretty cool. But I will warn you, while the ozone is really effective for odor removal and sanitation, high quality sanitation, high concentrations of ozone, like if the room is being sanitized, it can be harmful to sit there and breathe that in. So make sure the room is empty. We just put towels on the doors and everything. We're not even in the house when those things go off. Ozone machines should be used in unoccupied spaces only, and the area should be ventilated before you go walking around in it again, because again, that stuff is quite potent for a very short period of time. So it's clean, clutter-free, smells great in your house. Now what? Rearrange your furniture for some easy flow. Arrange furniture to highlight the room's best features and create a natural flow to it. Make sure walkways are clear. You don't want a whole bunch of stuff in the hallways. That's crazy. The space has to feel open. Let there be light. Increase the natural light. Open curtains or blinds or get rid of them altogether. Bring in as much natural light as possible. Light instantly makes rooms feel brighter and more inviting. So use that. But what are you inviting them into? We definitely want to make sure we have neutral colors. If anything, you're going to have to apply a fresh coat of neutral colored paint to walls. What is neutral? That is soft grays, beiges, light taupe. They appeal to more buyers and make spaces feel larger. There's actually a color called realtor beige. I'm not kidding. More recently, it's realtor grayish, which is neither warm nor cold, but kind of somewhere in between. Yeah, it's weird. It's not gray. It's not beige. It's just kind of both. So it's realtor grayish. It's an interesting color. When you look at it, you're kind of like, is it, wait, what? But it goes with everything. You're also going to want to make simple touches like, fresh towels in the bathroom, a vase with flowers on the dining room table, or very tasteful wall art. Keep decorations minimal. And again, tasteful. I normally tell my sellers they get to keep one item on any given surface. And yes, the Keurig counts. In fact, no small appliances should be on the counters at all. Put them in the cabinets or box them up or whatever. You're going to be moving anyway, right? So start there. Go ahead and store them in the garage in boxes. And don't ignore your curb appeal. First impressions of the actual house when they come to visit, when they first pull up, it still matters. So mow the lawn, trim the bushes, add a few potted plants or flowers near the entrance and get that little pop of color. It makes the home look inviting. It looks like something from a magazine or something. It's the dream home. And mulch, people, mulch. Yes, I know you added a massive amount of fresh mulch 2 years ago. Freshen it up. Just add some mulch, okay? Just do it. You want to define each space's purpose as well. Clearly show how each room is used or could be used for. For example, if you go to a model home, often one of the rooms is actually not set up as a bedroom, but it's an office or a reading nook or something like that. So you want to show that there's other purposes they could have. And you can also use mirrors strategically placed throughout the house to make rooms feel bigger and brighter, and it helps reflect light and opens up the space. That does not mean the dining room wall o mirrors circa 1975. That's not what we're talking about. Take that nonsense down. That is outdated. And outdated houses with obsolete fixtures in it or colors that are contrary to the current styles are going to cost you some serious money, okay? Serious money. So do what you can to update. You want to update the lighting and hardware. Swapping out outdated light fixtures or cabinet hardware with something more modern and budget friendly, that can instantly make the home feel more contemporary and less like they're trying to live in 1975, because not everybody looks great with the platform heels. Yeah, anyway, go online to eBay or Amazon and you will see that you can get a pack of like 20 or 30 of those stylish metal kitchen cabinet handles and pulls for next to nothing. So just go ahead and swap them out. You can do it with a Phillips screwdriver normally. All right, lastly, I want to say this with all the love in my heart. No dolls and no clowns. Just don't. Box those precious collectibles up, put them away for your move. I can tell you that people have very strong emotional reactions to looking at a house that has 100 dolls lifelessly staring at them as they try to picture their furniture instead. I personally don't understand the clown thing. I have no issues with it. But if you've ever seen a large grown man cry because he was confronted with his childhood fears while looking for his dream home, yeah, you aren't selling that house to him. It's not going to happen now or ever. He won't even set foot back in it, even after the clowns are gone. It's not happening. So just don't. Just accept it. Get out the moving boxes, secure those little darlings in there, and move on. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed by now, a little intimidated by the whole staging concept, it's totally okay. Use one of your lifelines. Call your real estate agent and have them come over. Take a look at what you're up against. Figure out a timeline, steps to get to where you want to get when you need to get there. Just figure out a way forward. And if you just want it all to go away, well, your real estate agent probably has lifelines that she can call. Yeah, not only do we carry the weirdest assortment of stuff in our trunks, but we also have a crazy variety of people stored in our phones. We have cleaning crews, cleaning individuals that just do it as a side hustle. We have professional organizers. We have home stagers, carpet cleaning companies. I'm on a first name basis with my carpet cleaning companies, okay? Lawn services, same thing. Mulch deliverers with guys that'll come out and spread the mulch for you. I make the joke often where I say, I got a guy, like I'm like, some solid New Yorker or something. But for me, I've done property management on hundreds of houses and apartments for nearly 2 decades here in the Ocala metro area. And I literally have someone for anything you could possibly bring me. And a lot of the other realtors are the same way, or they have other realtors they can ask. So you have this huge assortment of people that can help you. So if there is some call reluctance when your house is less than ideal, just remember that real estate agents have seen everything. I mean, everything. I know I sure have. At one point, I had one of my agents call me and said that their listing was paused. And I was like, why? What's going on? Well, they found human bones in the house and the police were now involved. And they were like, what should I do? And I was like, wow. It turns out that the previous owner had passed away and was a retired police detective and apparently had kept a souvenir from a closed past case from decades previously with permission. I think he had some dark humor in him, but I mean, if you've been doing police work there, yeah, you get grace. Okay, you get grace for that. But anyway, that one definitely went on. Well, that's a new one list of mine for sure. Basically, there is nothing you can possibly show me that either I haven't seen before or that I couldn't handle. It's there. Whatever you're worried about, it's not new. Speaking of my personal experience, my mom has struggled with mental problems her whole life, and her house at times was not in the greatest of shape. And because of my experience growing up with seeing her struggles, it has definitely helped me to see that sometimes the dishes, as simple as just doing the dishes, is just too much. So there's no judgment. The world is hard and it's really hard to take sometimes. And getting your home prepped to sell for the most money possible on top of all the daily struggles and your work and all the other stuff, it's crazy overwhelming. I get it. I would not want to have to move either. That's just a nightmare. But if I did, I'd be calling in the reinforcements. All that to say, phone a friend. Don't try to go it alone. It's just not worth it to your sanity. Don't feel that you're bothering a real estate agent by having them come over and helping you out and giving some advice. That's a really good first step, even if your house isn't going up for sale for another 6 months. Just call a real estate agent to get a timeline and what steps you need to take and when, and what needs to be done before day zero, which is the day the house hits the market. So you just kind of have like a countdown timeline of what's going to happen. The agent will most likely, honestly, just be happy to have been called in. We love giving our opinions. So yeah, just call them. You've got this. And if you don't, call me. My phone number is 352-817-9160. There you go. Now you can phone a friend. So to recap, clean a lot, declutter, start packing, curb appeal, fresh mulch is your friends, no odors. You want to have bright light and sunshine. You want to have neutral colors, minimal furnishings, nearly no tchotchkes, and absolutely no dolls or clowns. Pretty simple, right? And if you do get overwhelmed or need help, or you need to know where to start, use your lifelines and phone a friend or call a real estate agent and use our lifelines too. They're there to help. Did I forget anything? Well, if I did, or if you can think of some amazing staging tips that you have seen, or even better, actually used in the past, please leave comments. I would absolutely love to see what worked for you and what definitely didn't. We want to hear about your experiences. What kind of houses you've been in that you were like, oh, please never do that again. It was awful. That's fine too. You can also check out my YouTube channel or our website for other videos on home selling strategies. We have plenty of stuff up there for you. So until then, thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to talk about the Marion County real estate sales for the week and see what is going on around town this weekend. So stay tuned for that. Welcome back. All right, we've got new listings 275, price increase 47, price decrease, not shocked at all by this, 374. Back on the market, 94, sold 263. That's a lovely number. That means that there are houses selling, and more so than there was last month. Expired 24, pending 202. People are buying. Temporarily off the market, we had 13, withdrawn 8, and canceled 47. Not that many canceled this week. So what can you do for fun this weekend in Marion County and Ocala and all of that? You've got the 6th annual North Central Florida Outdoor Expo. So whether you're a seasoned outdoorsman or looking for a fun day with the family, you can go ahead and get on over to the WEC. You're in for a full day of shopping the latest gear and accessories, activities that are perfect for kids of all ages, and an array of vendors and exhibitors showcasing the latest and the greatest for everything outdoors. So definitely get on over to that. And where is it again? It's at the Expo Center 2 at the WEC. Tickets are actually, the pre-sale tickets are already done. Those were only $5, but you still pay $10 at the door. So cash only, children 17 and under receive free entry into the event and do not require a ticket at all. You're also invited to be my guest for dinner. You are invited to the Isaiah 117 House fundraising dinner. It's very exciting. I'm hoping to get you to come and sit at my table. This is the Marion County expansion team for Isaiah 117 House, which we've talked a lot about on my channel. They're having their first official fundraising dinner and you are invited. This is going to be Thursday, August 29th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And did I mention it's free? It is free. And all you have to do is reserve your seat by emailing marionfl@isaiah117house.com. There is going to be a lot of fun. You will laugh, you will cry. You might even win a 50-50 raffle. There's also a silent auction at all levels and values, so everyone can take part. You can join in all the fun on the 29th and be a part of something special right from the start. The Isaiah 117 house is being built to help foster kids locally on one of the worst days of their lives. That's removal day. If we can change how foster care begins in Marion County, we'll be able to change the lives of our most vulnerable citizens. So again, to find out more and join us for dinner, that's going to be emailing marionfl@isaiah117house.com. And don't forget to tell them I sent you. Maybe we can have dinner together. That would be nice. Not sure if you're feeling it yet or not, but it is actually getting cooler, and it's starting this weekend. September in Florida means every single day it feels less like trying to live 24/7 in a sauna at full blast. And it feels more like the pleasant temperatures that we all actually live in Florida for and enjoy most of the time. So let's get out of the sauna. With that comes a lot of outdoor activities and outdoor community events in and around Ocala. So I'm very excited about all sorts of stuff that's coming up starting in September. So stay tuned for more and more stuff that's going to be happening and coming from the next few weeks on into months. But until then, stay cool, stay hydrated, and I will see you next week, same time, same place.
Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause